This is ContactTalkRadio.com. Consciousness in action. And you are taking action into your consciousness by tuning into Contact Talk Radio.
And on TuneIn.com, Hing.fm, and UpSnap Mobile.
Contact Talk Radio.
Throughout the nation and around the globe, from his heart to yours, it's Dearjames Live on the radio, here on the Contact Talk Radio Network, bringing you intuitive insight, answers, and advice to your life questions.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Dearjames Live. Express yourself. Before I die, I want to. That is today's topic, and it is inspired by an amazing woman, an artist by the name of Miss Candy Chang, and the story is really, really amazing. She, in essence, and I apologize, I want to make a correction, it's Candy Chang, and she went through the loss of a loved one, and she was trying to decide how to get through this anguish, how to get through the heartache, and the depression of it and so forth. And so she, in her native Louisiana, went and sought the permission of an owner of a building to paint the side of the building with chalk paint. And then she stenciled in very large letters the statement, the phrase, "Before I die, I want to," with lines. And she duplicated these lines on the building. And then she left chalk, and she and a few friends began to express themselves, what their feelings were of, what do I want to accomplish before I die? And this is an act and a lesson of humanity, and it's such a beautiful, beautiful act. And so I was really very captured by it when I saw this. And what ended up taking place was a tremendous amount of participation by, in essence, total strangers. And so before I go into more of this, I have a caller on the line, and she's been trying to get in for weeks on end here. And so I want to jump to her right away and take her call. So good morning, Dee Dee. How are you?
Hi, thank you so much. I appreciate you getting to me right away.
Absolutely. I know that you're at work, and I know that we've been interacting and then trying to get you on the air with me. And so welcome to Dearjames Live. How are you?
Thank you. I'm okay. Thank you.
Good. Well, tell me what's going on. Tell me what's happening.
Oh, well, what isn't going on is more like it. Just some issues with my career and family issues. And can you just shed some light on my career? I'm thinking of changing careers, and I'm not sure that that's the direction I should be going at this time.
Well, immediately as you were talking about that, I got a big fat yes. So okay. The minute the changing of the careers, I know that you. I'm going to put it this way. I know that you like what you do now, but it does not feed your passion.
Exactly.
It does not. It's a very. I get that for you, kind of on a soul level, it's very grueling and grinding. You enjoy the people that you're around and you're with and so forth, but you don't. It's a job. Let me put it that way. It's a job, yeah. And so there is a hesitation on your part that you've built some relationships there, and you're concerned about walking away from them. Mm-hmm. And you don't worry about that. If you do everything with grace and goodness, those relationships, if they're meant to be, will follow you or will come along with you for the ride, for the journey. Okay. I do get that what you're wanting to do requires you to achieve some training or some additional training or more training is what I'm getting.
Yes, that's exactly what I need to do. It's just the money part that's the hard part.
Right. Okay. So what they're saying to me is Yeah, I'll give it to you the way I get it. Ye shall find the pot of gold upon the path or along the path, meaning you're meant to go do what you're supposed to do, what you know your soul wants you to do. It's your passion. And you will, by moving yourself to act, because right now what you've been doing is you've been saying, I don't have. And it's a very interesting, everything happens for a reason. You called in, the before I die, I want to is the topic today. And this is a very common, one of the biggest responses that I got on the wall that I posted on Facebook, on the Dearjames Facebook page, was to live. And you're waiting to live.
Yeah, I am.
And this is a huge wake-up call for everyone listening. It's specific for Dee Dee, but it's specific to everyone that's listening. Before I die, I want to live. And that says to me, everyone's waiting to live. They don't understand how to live. And this is a message specifically to you, Dee Dee, that you're meant to put your vehicle, your car, in drive and go down this path. And you just start planning it. Start making all of the preparations, because all of those things don't cost you anything. Investigate. Look into the different courses or classes, the different fee structures. Do some of them have, many times when it's, skilled training and so forth, they have finance programs and so forth. And what the universe is saying to me for you is, the pot of gold will be upon the path. You are meant to do this, and thereby they wouldn't tease you or taunt you and say, I really want to do this, and I have no means to make it happen. But we have to be open to the means. We have to put our car in drive. We have to go live. Because every step you take is about living. You see what I mean?
I do. Yeah,
and so,
that makes a lot of sense.
So on that front, and don't, okay, then there's something else about, there are people that pull you down. Yeah, there are people that pull you down. Yeah. Okay, so these people, you're going to need to somehow figure out how detach is the word that's coming to me. It's like you're going to need to somehow detach from these people in the sense that you ignore their utterances, their lack. Okay. Because it's their lack, and they're wanting you to share it. They want you to get down in the mud with them. Yep. And you've never been that person.
Never.
You're always the one going, but don't you see over here, you can be this. You can have this.
Yeah.
You can go and, and that's something. So they want you to, get down in the dirt, and you need not get dirty.
Okay.
Right. So, you don't, it's just subtle. Have this be an internal, because I get that it's a delicate situation. So just let it be something that's internal with you. Like, just see the arm of a clock tick forward. Okay. And each time they try to pull you down, just see that clock arm going tick, and it goes forward. Okay. Because it's an internal thing for you to say, I'm not staying where you are. I'm clicking forward. And it's just something internal.
I got it.
That will propel you. And then don't hesitate to ask for help. Okay. And I mean that in all facets of life. Don't, as you're pursuing this, don't be afraid to ask for help. Because you never know where it's going to come from. The family member, the girlfriend, the boyfriend, the husband, whatever, there's the kids. There's always, we never get anything if we don't ask. Okay. People don't necessarily know to help us if we don't ask. Okay. So, think broad and do that, and you will definitely, it's going to be funny. What they're saying to me is that a year from now, which I know seems like a long time, but it's not.
It's not.
A year from now, you're not going to recognize where you are.
Oh, I love that. That's awesome.
Yeah, you're not going to recognize. I get very strongly that you're not going to recognize where you are, who you are. It's going to be whom you're with. It's going to be such a different environment and circle of friends and vibration for you, because this is all about giving yourself permission to really be you.
Okay.
You see that?
Oh, wow. Yeah. This is a powerful message.
Yeah.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, it's really what's meant to happen for you. I am smiling on this end because I see that you're meant to achieve these great results. And it's a little bit of, you have a very optimistic interior. You have a very good soul. And you've just got a little bit of fear and a little bit of hesitation and a little bit of, can I really do this? Am I really worthy? Even though deep down inside, the answer is yes.
Okay.
So roar like a lion. Try not to take too many people out along the way. Because I have this, I get this, I'm getting this laughing feeling of, oh, when she's unbridled, when you really let her go, she's like, woo!
Yes, that's exactly the way I am.
And that's such a beautiful way to live. I'm smiling so much right now. Because it's such a beautiful way. If that was the statement that you could say was, before I die, I want to, woo! That's amazing. That's the way to go through life. Because that's what we're meant to do. That's what we're meant to do in life. We're meant to have that enthusiasm and exuberance and I can do it. And that's what you have. It's right there. You just have to unlock it.
Okay.
All right.
I got it. Thank you. You're awesome.
Thank you. You're awesome.
You made my day.
Well, we will definitely have our private consultation.
I love it. I can't wait.
We will do that, and I will email you after the show and set that up, and we'll go deeper into the whole topic. But just start as Wallace D. Waddle said, start doing great acts in great ways right now. That's right where you are, and just start doing every single thing that you can do. From email, asking for help, looking, investigating the programs that you need to. What are the opportunities for loan programs? All that different stuff, so that you are then taking the steps and just know you're on this path. You're literally they're kind of showing me the yellow brick road. The pots of gold. It's all going to fall together. You just have to make the steps. You're the force that needs to travel this path.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
I can't wait
Have
to
a
talk
beautiful,
to you.
beautiful. Yes, and I'm
you.
so glad we finally connected. So thank
so
you, Dee
glad.
Dee.
Thank you, James. Take care.
All right. Bye-bye. All right, everyone. We are listening to Dearjames Live here on the Contact Talk Radio Network. Today is Express Yourself. Before I die, I want to. And we're going to go to a quick station break, and then we'll be back. I also want to remind you that the lines are open. The first two callers receive a complimentary 30-minute intuitive reading with myself, Dearjames. The phone line, the number to call in is 877-230-3062. We'll be back right after this break.
The desire to be more consciously enlightened is innate. Do you feel there's more to life? If so, find the resource that's right for you by going to dearjames.com/resources. You are the reality you create. Make it a great one. When you ask a question, the universe hears you. and in a multitude of ways, they seek to communicate with you to provide the intuitive insight, answers, and advice you seek. From serious to silly, monumental to mundane, there's nothing the universe can't cover. Maybe the insight you receive is exactly the affirmation you were looking for. Then again, it may just give you a whole new perspective on things, and that's the beauty of the universe. Submit your question to Dear James at dearjames.com and click Ask.
The gift of giving is immeasurable. Give of your time, talent, resources, and money. Give not only because you can, but because by doing so, it is already coming back to you. As a people, we are only as strong as the least among us. Together, we harness the power of the collective whole and see through our deeds the power of miracles, both large and small. Find the charity that's right for you by visiting www.dearjames.com and click on Charitable Giving. One person or kind act really does make the difference.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Dear James Live. Express yourself. Before I die, I want to. And it's an interesting topic because, of course, before I die, I want to brings about the whole issue of mortality, immortality, and our purpose for being. And so this particular art project, as Candy has labeled it and has created it, Candy Chang, and so it went global. This particular project, she called it basically a test, kind of a test, and so she wanted to see what the participation would be. She wanted to see if people would expose themselves and really say what they wanted to do or be before they died. And as I said, it went global, and I just want to give you some of it's all throughout the United States. These walls have appeared in Denmark, Germany, United Arab Emirates, Mexico, Kazakhstan, Japan, the Netherlands, Paraguay, New Zealand, France, United Kingdom, Switzerland, Spain, Thailand, China, Canada, Czech Republic, Hungary, Romania, India, Brazil. The list kept going. And so I wrote them and asked permission to do an online wall. I created on the Dear James Facebook page a post that was "Before I die, I want to," because I wanted to see from an online standpoint what the participation would be and what would take place. And so I want to go through it throughout the show. I'm going to be taking your calls live, as I said. So the phone lines are open. It's 877-230-3062. So have the courage to call in live. Don't wait to the last 5 minutes, as I always say, because the universe can, they can download fast, but we want to have time to talk about it. But I also wanted to share with you some of the amazing responses and some of the more simple ones, the funny ones. And I said earlier, before the break, one of the biggest ones that kept repeating themselves as people listed it was, "I want to live." And so I just want to say to everyone listening, the entire point of your presence on earth is to live, is to experience, is to have joy and abundance. And that's what we're meant to do in life here. We're meant to live. And if we're not living, if what you're wanting to do before you die is to live, then realize that you hold the keys. You're the empowered one. You are life. You are the essence of life. And thereby, the only thing that's preventing you from truly living is your lack, You want to remove lack from your life and see yourself as limitless and abundant. And then just live. And whatever that might be, if it's just to walk, the song Dance with My Father again is playing in my head. It's the simple acts. It's the grand acts. It's the I've always wanted to be acts. Go do them. Don't wait. Don't put it off another day. Don't list another 40 reasons why you can't or shouldn't or won't. Just go live. Go do it. And each little step builds upon the other in such a miraculously beautiful way that all of a sudden you're like, before I die, I want to have more. Because you're then doing it. You're already living it. You're doing it. And that's a very powerful lesson. So anyways, I want to go back to on the Dearjames Facebook page, and Cindy wrote, I want to know deep in my heart and soul that my daughter knows how much I love her. I want to know that she knows without a doubt how much her mom loves her. And this one really struck me because obviously it's very raw, and it's the love of a child from her mother. And what I get on this, Cindy, is that there have been some hard times here, and there have been a lot of miscommunication, a lot of struggle. And there's a lot of doubt on your part that you're not being a good mom or that you haven't been the best mom. And sometimes we take on, when there's anxiety and tension between child and parent, we take on the burden of, am I parenting properly? And so for any and all mistakes that you may have made, there are no mistakes in life. Everything happens for a reason. You chose each other. And this is something that will work out in time, is what I'm getting. And that in time, you'll both come to know how much you meant to the other and how much you're loved. So that's, just rest assured, Cindy, that one is in time will take care of itself, will heal itself, and you'll be fine. Going on, Belinda wrote in, live my life to the fullest and be happy. God is the only one to help. ... waiting. Now, as I just said, take yourself off of hold. God is there every moment, every step, every breath, every dream, every hope, every desire. God is there. So the universe is there. So live your life to the fullest and be happy now. Don't wait. And live it knowing that you are already one. Everything you want, God wants for you. That's the beauty of our synergy and our connection from source and soul. Very, very strong connection. It's always there. It will never be broken. So go out and live. Lewis wrote in, witness people being civil to one another. No greed, no avarice, no malice, no war. I want people to stop abusing animals, to stop abusing the earth for profit, to heal, to be more giving, and to love. And that, for me, this one with Lewis was really poignant because so much of what we see, especially on the news and our daily lives, it's very much a me mentality. There's corporate greed and things of that nature, and corporate abuse, and where we and personal abuses. I mean, there's a point at which we are abusing the planet, and we're abusing our positions and our power. And when we stop to realize that we're doing that to ourselves. So if we just take a moment to stop and realize dumping that toxic waste into that small stream where no one's looking isn't contained to that small little stream. That stream flows into another stream, flows into another stream, flows into a river, flows into an ocean. And all of a sudden, as we saw with the Japan nuclear, with the tsunami and everything, their debris ended up on America's shores. So we are all interconnected. We are all one. And so just think, as he said, think about not abusing yourself when you're participating in an abuseful act. Because that abuseful act, whether it be upon the earth, whether it be upon citizenry, whether it be upon a friend, a family member, a spouse, a child, you're ultimately doing it to yourself. So be mindful of not harming yourself when you're truly harming others. It's a boomerang effect. So, okay, moving on. Latricia, live the way the Lord planned for me. I love that, because in that, again, we have to look, you can look to the Lord for intuition, for knowing, but you're ultimately the will that must act. So many, from a religious standpoint, will say, I gave myself over to the Lord. And yes, that is a beautiful point of surrender, meaning to listen, to follow your intuition, to allow the universe, source, to guide you. In concert with that, though, is the requirement that we willfully act, that we willfully listen. So, amen, beautiful, that one I love. Pam submitted, want to have as much fun as possible and laugh till it hurts. Love that, Pam. Love it, because that's something that we all forget to do. We forget to laugh. We forget to have a great time. And, you know, when you laugh till you hurt, your cheeks hurt, your gut hurts, everything hurts, but in a good way. It hurts in a good way because you've just laughed and had a great time, and you bring it about with your friends and your family and your coworkers and colleagues. And so just remember, you know, dance like, what do they say? You know, like dance when you think no one's watching. It's that kind of liberation, that freedom that allows you to really expand your abundance. And that's something I want to talk about quickly, is abundance. Before I die, I want to is all about your abundance. It's about your limitlessness, because we're immortal in a soul sense, in an energy sense. However, we're mortal in the terms of being on the earth plane. And so there is this self-imposed deadline, if you will, based on our earthly mortality. And so the whole point is for us to live, for us to experience, for us to laugh and be joyful, for us to experience our abundance, our limitlessness. Powerful, powerful stuff. So keep that in mind, that before I die, I want to be abundant. Be it. You are it. You're it already. You are limitless. You are abundant. You are love. Be all those things. And willfully act. Go out and create. Do not do harm to others. I don't want anybody coming back going, well, Dearjames said willfully act. Yes, willfully act in a good way, not in a harmful way to yourself or to others. Carrying on, let's see here. Molly said, have my family back together. Want the estranged relationship to end. It's tough. So, Molly, what's taking place here, there's a lot of ego. There's a lot of resentment. There's a lot of hurt feelings, anger. There's betrayal going on. However, the interesting thing in the dynamic about family is we often say, you know, we choose our friends, we don't choose our family. But we know that to not be true. We choose everyone in our lives, and we choose it and we negotiate before we ever arrive here. We negotiate with each other to say, I want to learn this lesson. Will you play this role? And vice versa. And there's an entire soul negotiation going on with soul groups before we ever arrive. And then, you know, here we are. We incarnate and we come down and we start remembering these commitments that we made, these soul commitments. So just keep reminding your other family members that you chose each other, and that you each have a choice in transcending the lesson, not becoming it. If you choose to stop at the surface, then regardless, and this is for everyone, then regardless, if you choose in every situation or every challenge, if you choose to stop at the surface, you'll never transcend the lesson, you'll become the lesson. It's only by digging deeper, it's only by going inside yourself and looking in to say, what role am I playing? What role did I ask them to play? That you truly see your own reflection. You come to understand what the lesson is that you wanted to transcend. And then that opens the floodgates to release all that's binding you, that's holding you up. So I don't know, quite frankly, Molly, what I'm sensing is I don't know that you're going to, let me put it this way. I don't know that everyone within your family unit is going to experience that gift. Some arrive at the same destination on a different venue, a different path. And thereby there may be one or two that will hold out, that don't desire to come back. But I do get that there are at least 2 to 3 of you, possibly 4 of you, that will. And appreciate that, embrace that, and find the beauty in that gift. Jamie wrote, "Live long enough to raise my babies, and Lord willing, see their children. That's my dream. I'm 37 and have an 11-year-old and a 1-year-old. Pray that the Lord blesses me with time." And that one really struck me because what we all wish for is more time. As many of you know from listening to past shows, I lost my father in April of this year. And one of the greatest things that I wished for was more time. And we all do that. We all want more time. Because you realize that it's the one thing we take for granted. And when it's placed in a finite way, you come to realize that it's something that's time is a gift. It's not something that we get to control. And so what I would say to anybody that says, I wish there was more time, is just be mindful of the others and what their journey is. Because I know in my father's case, that perhaps would not have been the best for him. That may have been cruel for him. And thereby, the gift was perfect. The timing was perfect. And for you specifically, Jamie, see yourself with them and enjoy every moment and every second that you are given. It will be beautiful. It will be blessed. And you will have that gift of time because you made it so worthwhile. And that's really the key to time, is make every moment count. Make every moment something beautiful. You've been listening to Dearjames Live. Express yourself. Tell it like it is, and then hear what Dearjames has to say. Today's topic is Before I Die, I Want to. I want to remind you that the phone lines are open. 877-230-3062. When we come back, we're going to continue on with the most amazing list of posts on the Dearjames Facebook page on the topic of Before I Die, I Want to. We'll be back after this message.
Available for private, individual, group, and corporate consultations, Dearjames will provide you with the intuitive insight, answers, and advice to your life questions. Schedule your consultation by going to www.dearjames.com and click on Consultation. The gift of giving is immeasurable. Give of your time, talent, resources, and money. Give not only because you can, but because by doing so, it is already coming back to you. As a people, we are only as strong as the least among us. Together, we harness the power of the collective whole and see through our deeds the power of miracles, both large and small. Find the charity that's right for you by visiting www.dearjames.com and click on Charitable Giving. One person or kind act really does make the difference.
When you ask a question, the universe hears you, and in a multitude of ways, they communicate to you the intuitive insight, answers, and advice you seek. Ask Dearjames a question and experience the magic of the universe. Visit Dearjames.com and click Ask.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Dearjames Live. Express yourself. Before I die, I want to. And I want to talk about quickly before I go on to some of the other submittals on the Facebook page, on the Dearjames Facebook page, about belief systems and whether your glass is half full or half empty. Because again, before I die, your glass needs to be full, or see it that it's half full, and that you operate from that belief system that you can do anything, you can be anything, you can have anything. But you can't just sit and wish for it. You must marry willful action with your intentions and your desires. And like we were talking about with Dee Dee earlier at the top of the hour, start your momentum. Put your car in drive and start doing each act that you can do and remove any of your limitations. Your ego is going to tell you, well, I don't have the money and I don't have the time and I don't have the resources and I don't. And that is a belief system. And you want to eradicate that belief system from your interior, from your structure. And you want to turn it into, I can be, I can do, I do have, I will. And that is a powerful transition. That's a powerful belief system. And that then is the foundation that will hold up and build up your hopes and dreams and desires. Because we have to willfully act. You know, there was the long joke where the gentleman kept praying to God, let me win the lottery, let me win the lottery. And God finally responded back and said, buy a ticket. Well, it's the whole point. You can't just sit and say, I want to win the lottery and never buy a ticket. And that's a metaphor for any hope, dream, or desire in your life. You can't achieve the next great career choice or the home of your dreams or the relationship of your dreams if you're not willing to do the things that you know are required of you to bring about that result. So look at your belief system and see what's going on and be willing to change it, be willing to improve it, be willing to alter it, be fluid. Okay, going back to, I want to go with Tabitha. Said, I want to sing on stage in front of thousands and make them feel the emotion in my songs. I would say to you, Tabitha, sing at every street corner, sing in the shower, sing in cafes, sing in clubs. Because the more and more and more and more that you present yourself and that you align yourself with that dream, with that goal, eventually you will sing in front of thousands and you will make them feel the emotion of your being, of your essence. You just have to be willing to sing. It's like sing out loud, do it. Paul, he submitted, to have the one I love me. I want to say to you, Paul, if the one you love doesn't love you, move along, because life is way too short for you to hope that someone will reciprocate what you are naturally. You are love. And if it's like art. It's not for everyone, not every piece speaks to every soul, but there is a piece of art for someone. And so in your particular instance, if the one that you love doesn't love you, trade up, move along, because you're going to be more than surprised and happy that you did. I want to go with Blazing Shine, Judah Revival. I love that name. Submitted, be saved. And I would say to you, we are all saved, and we save ourselves by knowing our true alignment and oneness with God in the universe. If you already have that, and I don't know if this was written from more of a religious standpoint of be saved, or if it was written from a life standpoint of be saved. But I would say to you, we save ourselves by understanding our innate goodness, our innate value, our innate wisdom, and our connectivity to Source. And thereby, you will save yourself. I want to go with Sandy here. She said, change the world. I love that. Now, one thing I do know about the universe, and I will give you a lovely example. I was in France at one time, and I said to myself, and this is very simple. I was renting a rental car, and I said, it needs to be silver. It's a Mercedes. It needs to have GPS. And there was something else. I said, these are the four things so universe, this is what I'd like. And I get to the rental counter, and they presented a key for me in some type of car. And I said, la voiture avoir le GPS. And, the car has GPS. And they said, oh, no. And I said, oh, no. Je suis désolé, mais c'est obligatoire pour moi, the GPS. So I said, it's very important for me that I have the GPS. And they say, oh, pas problème, not a problem. Okay. So they give me another key, and up pops a key, and it's a Mercedes-Benz key. And I'm like, this is perfect. So I go out, I go up to the parking station to get my car, and there, lo and behold, there is a shiny silver Mercedes-Benz with GPS and everything. And I get into the car, and I'm attempting to put the car in Europe. There's many manual transmissions. That's predominant in the cars there. And there I was, and I'm trying to put the car in reverse because it's, of course, in a parking garage up against a wall. And, close to it. And I could not, for the life of me, get this car in reverse. And it kept rolling forward and forward to where it was literally pinned into the corner up against the wall. And I thought to myself, really? And all I heard back was, you didn't ask for an automatic. And of course, I started laughing in my head because it was quite true. I had made my list and my request of the universe, and I didn't ask for an automatic, so I didn't get one. And in changing the world, Sandy, the correlation here is you must be really specific about how you wish to change the world. And we all need to be very mindful of our intentions and our desires. Because if you're not clear with the universe, you get exactly what you asked for. I got a shiny silver Mercedes with GPS that was a stick. So there we have it. Kayla submitted belong somewhere. This one hurt my heart. This one hurt my soul. And I say to you, Kayla, you belong everywhere. You are a being and an essence and an energy of God and the source and the universe. You belong. And whomever is not making you feel that you belong, or if that's just inside of yourself, remember your value. Remember your worth. Remember your innocence, and remember your brilliance. You belong. We all belong. And we are all much wiser to make room for one another. So see your beauty, and all will be fine. Judy submitted, see England. Right there with you. I love England. Amazing country. I wish the exchange rate was a little different, but hey, love the country. Deborah submitted, prevent at least one child from shedding one more tear. I understand the vein in which she submitted this, but I would also say to you, tears are important because sometimes they're tears of joy, or they're tears of laughter, or they're just tears of the need to cleanse our being. And so as long as we remember that there are distinctions between the shedding of tears, will hopefully help to prevent those that are caused by harm. Going on to Marlene, finish the assignment God gave me. That, Marlene, is a lifelong endeavor because we never stop learning, we never stop experiencing, and it is quite a journey. And that's what makes life life. I want to also mention a dear friend of mine, Matthew Dirksheed, and it's Matthew Dirksheed Photography. Did an amazing photo installation. He is currently in the United Kingdom, in London, and he did a photo installation of Before I Die. And that, if you go to his website, it's Matthew Dirksheed, DIERKSHEIDE-photography.com. And you will see his installation on Before I Die on the wall that was there in London. But he does amazing photography, but he captured this brilliantly, and it will show you that particular wall in the UK. And so I just wanted to give Matthew a shout out and say thank you for your creative genius and for capturing humanity. You do it brilliantly, and I'm wishing you the best of success in London. Angela submitted, fall in love one more time. Now, I get that Angela is a lover. So, Angela, you're going to love a lot in your life, and you need not worry that love won't be around much, if not every moment of every day of your life. It will be there. So, Debbie submitted, let my family and friends know how much I love them and how much they mean to me. And then she said, but I am not ready to die. Well, no one is ever ready to die, because we get here and we kind of get going, and then we really like the journey. We get the wheels going, and so I would say to you again, Debbie, we are immortal. Our souls are immortal. Our energy is immortal. And for the time that you are here amongst your family and your friends, live that intention. Show them and demonstrate your love, and be as open and raw and vulnerable and beautiful as you possibly can be, because that is exactly how love is felt. It's natural. It's authentic. It needs no explanation. Let's see here. I liked this. Lana said, I live on a farm in the country. I understand the beauty of that. My grandparents lived in Missouri, and they had a farm, and there was something just so natural and beautiful about that. And we got into more trouble than we were ever possibly allowed to. Innocent trouble. But, you know, you're living on a farm. You're with nature. You're with animals. It's just such a glorious way of living. And so I say amen to that. It's a beautiful way to live. Gayla submitted, find peace within myself. That is a big topic for people, peace within. Because we often, and the key to it is to stop looking outward for your peace and look inward for your peace. Our peace comes from within. It comes from stilling our minds. It comes from listening and connecting to Source. It comes by surrendering. And when we release that, when we do all of these, when we release all that outward anxiety and we stop looking outward for it and we look inward, we find our peace, our inner peace. Some of the interesting things about all of the comments as we're coming into the closing of the show is that it really, what this entire experiment was about, and it wasn't a test, it was an experiment, was that we want to know that I matter, that I was here, that I left my mark upon the world. And so that's really what this experiment in humanity is all about. With the Before I Die, I Want To. It was about expressing our mark upon the world, that our presence mattered, that we matter. And those are beautiful, indelible marks that will continue. They are etched into each soul, and they are etched into the Akashic records forever. And thereby, we all matter. And we just need to make room for one another. We need to make sure that we as a society, as humanity, are living our abundance, our limitlessness. That's what the Creator desired in us. And that's what we are to deliver. So before I close the show today, I just want to go through and give you a quick, some of the others were travel the world, be loved, walk on the ocean sand and have my dogs beside me, have my family all together in one room, all happy, live for God and be blessed, see the Lord's coming, be famous for something good, live like I'm dying daily, be free, live and give, loved this one, get a donkey and name it Clint. Heather, that one just made me crack up, and I love you for it because that's awesome. Get a donkey and name it Clint. Find real and lasting love, end world hunger, find true happiness, see my whole entire family, go to the ocean, live, live, live. And that's really the moral of the story. Live, live, live. So before you die, live. Give yourself permission to live. Go forth, conquer, see the world, achieve your greatest successes, hug your kids and children, tell everyone you love them, because time isn't a promise or a luxury. It's a gift. And the more we realize we really do matter, the more you will matter. Your life will matter, and the mark you leave will be large and indelible. You've been listening to Dearjames Live. Express yourself. Tell it like it is, and then hear what Dearjames has to say. Today's topic was Before I Die, I Want To. I appreciate your listening and your participation greatly, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Carol Rittberger is up at the top of the hour. And as I always say, no matter where you are or whom you're with or what you're doing, wrap yourself in goodness.
You've been listening to Dearjames Live on the radio with your host, Dearjames. Gain intuitive insight, answers, and advice to your life questions and so much more by tuning in next week and visiting Dearjames.com.